You decide to play the mom card? I had to send Zach back.
I had to send Zach back. We could have gotten in a lot of trouble. We could have gotten in a lot of trouble. We could have gotten in a lot of trouble. We could have gotten in a lot of trouble.
We could have gotten in a lot of trouble.
We could have gotten
Yeah,
in a
well,
lot
now
of
Zach's the
trouble.
one who's in.
I've never made coffee before entire my life. I've never made coffee before. I've never made coffee before entire my life.
That's amazing. I mean, I've never made coffee before in my entire life.
I've never made coffee before in my entire life. I've never made coffee before in my entire life. I've never made coffee before in my entire life.
That's amazing. I mean, I've never made coffee before in my entire life.
I've never made coffee before in my entire life. I've never made coffee before. I've never made coffee before and I've never made coffee before in my entire life. I've never made coffee before. I've never made coffee before in my entire life. I've never made coffee before in my entire life.
One you plan out for months. The other just slips out when you're half drunk at some bar.
Will you marry me? Will you marry me?
Will you marry me?
Will you marry
You want to go
me?
out?
I've seen the signal. That's not the signal.
I've seen the signal. That was not the signal.
I've seen the signal. That was not the signal. No. Get back in there.
Get back in there.
Get back in there.
I asked her about it years later, and yeah, that was the signal.
You should have kissed her. You should have kissed her. You should have kissed her.
I could have kissed her.
I could have kissed
But
her.
that's the funny thing about destiny. It happens whether you plan it or not.
It happens whether you plan it or not. Plan it. It happens whether you plan it or not. Whether you plan it or not. It happens whether you plan it or not. You said your stomach's been hurting.
Come on, man. You said your stomach's been hurting, right? You know what that is.
We know
What
what
about
that
three?
is.
No, he's got a soccer game at 3.
We're gonna have dinner at 5.
And then, we gotta leave for that dinner thing at
We're
5.
gonna leave for that dinner at 5. He just walked into his office without noticing that his staff isn't here. He just walked into his office without noticing that his staff isn't here. Without noticing that his staff isn't here.
He just walked into his office without noticing that his staff isn't here.
He just walked into his office and without noticing his staff isn't here. He just walked into his office without noticing that his staff isn't here. His staff isn't here.
He just walked into his office without noticing that his staff isn't here.
He's just walking into his office without noticing his staff isn't here.
That's what this is about.
That's what this is about.
You were yakking into my ear.
Yeah, I thought you were talking into my ear.
I thought you're talking into my ear. I thought you talking into my ear.
Which one? Jobs. Well, I mean, Jobs was a poser. He didn't even write code.
You just disappeared up. You're an asshole.
You just disappeared up your own asshole.
The bloated administrators.
You are a dangerous man, spewing ignorance.
I don't think so. I'm just telling people should trust themselves. I'm just saying people should trust themselves. I don't think so. I don't think so. I don't think so. I'm just saying people should trust themselves. I'm just saying. I don't think so. I don't think so. I'm just saying people should trust themselves. What are you talking about? I don't think so. People should trust themselves.
I don't think so. I'm just saying people should trust themselves.
I don't think so. I'm just saying people should trust themselves. How many times have I told you that
How many times have I told you that there's